I spent some time thinking about the teeth, and I decided if he's going to be a dragon turtle, I should give him sharp, pointy teeth. So I'll start with giving him some gums. Make a few changes to this to make it easier to build in a moment. Just going to bevel this. I can use a slide tool to pull that in a little bit. All at once, I guess. There we go. Select those faces. Add mesh, duplicate. Pull these outside a little bit. And then extrude them a couple. Oops. I still have the head selected. There we go. Extrude these a couple times. Let's kind of create the base. And the second time, the tops of the gums. Oh, I hit that. Forgot to extrude a second time. Base. And then the tops of the gums. There we go. I don't think these need to go all the way to the back. Delete these back here. Isolate selected. Fill those holes back in. Want to make sure that the front is flat and down the center before I get around to mirroring this later. Let's make it look cleaner when I do. And I don't really need the face that's poking out through the interior of the mouth, so I'm just going to get rid of that. There we go. And slide these in a little bit to round off the top. Smooth that. Smooth that. There. Now I got some gums. Gonna mirror these across. Mesh mirror. Bring down my merge threshold so it's not doing weird stuff with the center line. Mesh mirror. Probably do the same thing. Yep. There we go. I'll start with one tooth. I'm going to keep these teeth fairly simple. There's going to be like pointy cone-shaped teeth. Looked up pictures of lizards, and he's got rows of little pointy conical teeth, and I thought, I'll go with that. Need little pointy teeth. Bottom face here, I don't need that. And we'll make it easier to smooth it. Mesh, smooth that. It keeps it flat down there. I'll go one more. There we go. History. Now, you'll be wondering, why did I put this tooth in the center? Well, I'm going to make another one for the top as well, and put that one in the center too. Try and stop me. See, I'm not just going to duplicate this and make a whole bunch of individual teeth. I'm going to put these on a curve. I select, oops, not that one right there, the top middle line through here, like that. I'm going to take this down to 50 for a second because that's going to be part of how this works. I'm going to convert this edge loop, modify convert, polygon edges into a curve. Now I've got a curve here. Shift select my tooth and go from modeling to rigging, constrain, motion path, attach to motion path. You see how it kind of follows along a curve now. You also see the tooth is pointing the wrong way. Let me find the motion path in here. Up twist, that should be 180 degrees, so flip that around. Like that. Because I set this to 50, there's going to be a maximum of 50 teeth here. Let's go about the midpoint. So as it is right now, there is one tooth in the very middle. But if I change this, I can change the endpoint of this. I can adjust where these sit. What I want is have an odd number instead of an even number. That way the midpoint will be 2 on either side of the center. So I'm going to go to Windows, Animation Editors, Graph Editor. And first things first, I'm going to get rid of the curve in my graph right here. Change this to a linear, so it's going to be straight from one side to the other. And if I change this last one, let's see what happens if I change that one to a 51, just so we can see. You can see there's a gap between them, so there's nothing in the center. I can change this to 60 so I can see a bit further, because I think I may need a few more teeth to keep these a bit closer together. Let's try 55. There. There's a little bit of a gap, but not as much as the last time. Go from 0 to 55. That means you've got 56 teeth in there. You know what? We can make that tooth a little bit bigger. It looks too small. I might just have to keyframe the size of these teeth, actually. If I start a keyframe, see here, where's the midpoint again? 27 and 28. I keyframe these, and 28. Keyframe there. I have to go back here. Scale that up a little bit. Make that 2. There's 55. I'll make that 2 again. See that? So you can sort of shrinks down a little bit. And I'm going to see, is this under regular animation? I think it's actually under animation. Animation, there it is, visualize. Create animation snapshot, and I want this to go from 0 to 55. Now I'm not seeing anything at the moment because I've got this set to isolate select, so I'm going to turn that off, and there they are. Let's see here, maybe I'll do 27. Deselected. I cannot see them from that side, so 20, 21, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's slightly confusing. I think what I'll do is I'll delete that. Try recreating my visualization again. And keyframe these as well. Which one do I want to use to adjust that? Accidentally deselected my tooth. There we go. This one is the right one. Okay. There we go. So I kind of adjust my teeth size and rotation just by keyframing one single tooth. The same thing for my top teeth. Did I already create that one? I can't remember. No. Okay. Those weren't merged together. Let me try that again. There we go. All right. Modify. Convert. Polygon edges to curve. Shift select that. Constrain. Motion paths. Attach. Spin that around. There we go. Animation editor, graph editor. Get rid of the curves. Set this one to 55 so it's like the one below it. All right, I will do the keyframing again. All those. $20 and $34. $21 and $31. That can't be right. 24 and 31. Okay. And let's do the visualization on this. These ones seem to be laid out a little bit better. Select these. I can open those both up. And remove them from that group and put them in a new group. Because a snapshot group is the thing that's making them connected. Shift P, Control G, delete these, grab those. And did I press something a minute ago that I didn't mean to? There. Hide them. Now we got some pointy teeth. Also gonna give him a tongue, I think. I do with many things. I'll start with a cube. A little extruding down here to create a base for the tongue. Add some edge loops to adjust the shape. Give it some roundness to start off. There's a little bit of a connected membrane down here at the base of the tongue. Go back to modeling. So now I'll start smoothing this out. I forgot here, there. Use Control middle mouse on my move tool. I can pull that in a little bit. Also pull out. So if I grab these ones over here, Control middle mouse, I'll move it along the normals. So I can pull these out of the surface. Start creating some curvature on the top of the tongue. Before smooth it again. There. Now he's got a tongue inside of his mouth to go with the teeth. I may grab these and extrude them back a little bit further. Just give them a little bit more throat. Make sure I delete these extra faces right here, so they won't be in the way when I mirror it later on. I got a very passive looking face and then these sharp little pointy teeth inside. I like that for some reason. Alright, I'm gonna delete history. File. Save scene as. I think next video I'll start on the shell. I want to make the shell before I start making the legs and stuff, so I have a place to attach them to pretty much.